What's going on, everybody? Kyle Powers here with Haven Real Estate Group at eXp Realty. K-State grad, turned contractor, turned real estate agent and investor. Thank you so much for checking out our channel. I really do appreciate it. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and hit that little bell so you get notified of any future content, and give us that like because it helps us out with the channel. So you're checking out this video because you're thinking about buying a house. Well, that's perfect because today we're gonna go over the 8 tips of what you need to be thinking about when you go to buy. Number 1, assess your debt. Here's the thing, you guys. Buying a house is a real thing. Buying a house and getting over your head in debt, whether it be in the actual full dollar amount value of your debt or just kind of your monthly debt. A lot of what people will look at, or a lot of what banks and lenders and people are going to look at, is they're going to look at your monthly debt. How much in credit card payments do you make? How much in car payments do you make? How much in student loans do you have? Everything involved, they're going to look at all of that. So make sure you go in and you actually assess your debt, know what you're looking at before you actually get into that side of it, and know what that's going to look like when you actually go to purchase. Because when you go to purchase, whether it's $1,000 or $2,000, what you're doing is you're going to tack on that amount of debt for your payment on your monthly payment and stuff. Obviously, your debt to income ratios are going to matter. Okay, if you are at 100% debt to income ratios, not going to work. If you're sitting at 40% of your debt is here versus your income, that's going to be probably a pretty good spot for where you need to be. All right, so what you're looking at, you need to assess your debt. Again, talk to me, talk to people, talk to anybody you need to actually figure these things out, because here's the thing. You don't want to get into it when you get under contract or anything that way to where you're like, holy crap, I don't know what just happened. I just bought a house and I don't even know if I can be afford it or not. So number 1 is assess your debt. Number 2, check your credit. I will be the first one to tell you, Credit Karma, while they're a good tool, they are not the be all end all, okay? Here's the thing, a lender is gonna they're gonna pull your credit, and they're gonna look at your FICO scores, they're gonna look at your TransUnion, they're gonna look at all 3 of your credit scores and pull those and do a hard pull on those. Because here's the thing, once they average all of those together, that's gonna be the credit score that you run off of and what that looks like. So make sure you have a credit check. One thing, this is not the gospel or anything this way, one thing with that is what I've understood is that when you have 3 credit pulls, that just means that that just means you're shopping. So don't be worried about running your credit too many times if it's 3 or under, because what that means is you're doing your due diligence as a particular person and able to really kind of get that taken care of there. So number 2 is check your credit. Number 3, review your budget. Okay, so this kind of goes back to assessing your debt and what that looks like. So very similar to what your debt to income ratios are and all that stuff, you need to look at your monthly stuff. Can you afford to take on a $1,500, $2,000, $3,000 house payment? Maybe you're paying rent at $1,200 a month. Okay, well in our town of Manhattan, Kansas, that probably gets you somewhere around a $150,000 house. Reach out to me, I'll get you taken care of and kind of help you with what that looks like as far as those things go. But know where you're looking at, okay? Are you looking at your rent payments? Are you looking to have roommates live with you? Are you looking to have buy a duplex and do something that way? So make sure you review your budget and what that's going to look like, because it actually is very important. And I will be the first one to tell you, being house poor is a real thing. You do not want to do it. Trust me, I've helped a lot of clients get out of being house poor. So make sure you do that. And again, reach out to me or your real estate agent or whoever it is. Reach out to somebody and ask and have an educated guess or have an educated piece of what you're doing before you actually get into it. Number 4, determine your down payment. How much money do you have left? How much money do you have to actually put down on a house? Fun fact, you don't need 20% down. You don't need 25% down. You don't need 30% down on a house. There are all kinds of loan payments and loan structures out there that you can do a 3% down, a 3.5% down, 5%, 10%, whatever it is, there's probably an option out there that we can get you taken care of. And here's the thing, if you're a VA buyer, which is a military personnel, or even a USDA loan, if you qualify for something like that. Now you won't be able to live in Manhattan, mind you, but around this area, there's all kinds of USDA loans and things that way are an opportunity to where you can do 0% down. So talk to your lender, talk to the realtor that you trust. Hopefully it's me. But talk to somebody that you trust and talk to somebody about that, because what's the thing is that you don't necessarily need to put down 20% on a house. Is it good? Absolutely it's good, but you don't need to put down that much. So think about what you have in your savings, what you have for down payment, and what that looks like. Again, if you have questions about that in particular, reach out to me or reach out to somebody that you know, like, and trust, and we can get you taken care of and explain the process and what that looks like for your down payment if you don't put down 20%. I know myself, I only put down 10% when I bought my second house. Heck, my first house, I only put down 3.5%. But I had the money to put down 20%, but I chose not to because I got a better rate and I was able to use that extra money to go do some remodels and do some things that way of what we wanted to do with our house. Number 5 on your list is get pre-approved. I will tell you 100%, just because you're making a rental payment of $1,500 or $2,000 a month does not mean that a bank or a lender is going to actually go out and give you a real written pre-approval. They're going to look at your credit scores. They're going to look at your debt to income ratios. They're going to look at these things. Just because you are making that house payment does not mean that somebody has to give you a pre-approval. So go talk to a lender, go talk to a bank, go talk to somebody about getting pre-approved. If you want, I can give you some people that I work with and do an excellent job, but talk to somebody who's going to give you that actual piece of paper that says, you're pre-approved, congrats. Talk to somebody, okay? So that's the next thing on our list is getting pre-approved. Number 6 on the list, what are your wants and needs? What's your dream home? Okay, what's your dream home for right now? Maybe it's your dream home, but what's your dream home for right now? How many bedrooms do you need? How many kids are living in the house? How many grandkids are staying in the house? Do you need an office? Do you want a basement? Do you want a fireplace? That was a big one for me. When we bought our house, both houses actually, that we personally live in, I needed a fireplace. It had to be a wood burning fireplace because that's what I enjoy. I want a wood burning fireplace, and I would have blown a deal up 100% if the fireplace wasn't working or if I needed to do something else with it. So what are your wants and needs? Do you want a 2-story? Do you want a split level? Do you want a ranch style home? Do you want a big yard? Do you want a fenced yard? What do you want and what do you need in a house? And again, there's 2 different things. What do you need? How much room do you need? What can you afford? Those kinds of things. What do you want? For me, I always wanted a big yard, fenced in yard, so that way I could have my dogs be able to run around. That's a want, not necessarily a need, but it definitely is a want. Number 7 on our list, do your research. Figure out where you want to live. Here in Manhattan, you can check out one of our videos here. I'll put a link in the video that gives you kind of the neighborhoods where you should live or where you should think about living in Manhattan. But do your research, okay? Go look at what neighborhoods. And in Manhattan, do you want to live in the State Streets? Do you want to live in Candlewood? Do you want to live in the Brookville area? Do you want to live in wherever it is? Look at the schools. Look at what elementaries you're able to go to. How close are you to parks? How close are you to city pools? How close are you to all of these things? Do you want to be downtown? Do you want to be on the west side? Do you want to be on the east side? Think about specials. Think about all of these things come into play when you go to purchase a home, because here's the thing. You're not necessarily locked in for 30 years to that particular home because you could always sell it, but you're at least locked in for a couple of years, I would hope, because that's what you're going to want to be able to go in and sell the house again. So think about that. Where do you want to live? If you're not from Manhattan and you need help figuring that out, check out our other videos. We've got a lot of other things we can get you taken care of with, or just reach out and ask questions. So number 7 on our list is do your research. Where do you want to live? What schools, what neighborhoods? What does that look like for you? Maybe you want to live in the country. There's plenty of opportunities there. So if those are what you need or what you want, be looking at those things. Number 8, choose the right realtor. I know this is probably cliche as you're watching a real estate agent video, but I will tell you who you use matters, because here's the thing. We have tons and tons of real estate agents in this area. A lot of them don't necessarily sell a lot of homes. They're not necessarily from here. They don't know what this market does and then what this market looks like. I'm not saying that you need to use me. I'm not saying that at all. I do these videos because I want to educate and I want to make sure that my clients and the public knows what you're getting into when you move into Manhattan. But make sure you're actually interviewing your buyer's agents. Make sure you're interviewing your agents so you know and they know what they're talking about and that you know that you're in good hands with them. Hopefully it's me. Hopefully I get a shot of talking to you about buying a house and helping you out. But go make sure you interview those people. Talk to me and talk to 3 others. I don't care. But make sure it's somebody that you're comfortable with. Just because your brother or sister's mom is a real estate agent doesn't necessarily mean that's the best fit for you and what you're looking for and what you need, okay? So make sure you interview and make sure you choose the right realtor, because it is important. You know, we have, within our community of real estate agents, I have good relationships with a lot of real estate agents, and I wanna make sure we take that and we work that, because we wanna help our clients and we wanna make sure it's a good opportunity for people. Thank you again for checking out our channel. That's all I really have for you today. Again, if you haven't done so, please go ahead and hit subscribe. Go and hit that bell so you get notified of any future content, and give us that like, because it helps us grow the channel. As always, at the end of my videos, if you have questions about buying, selling, investing, renting, whatever it is, reach out. I want to talk to you. I want to help you. I want to get you into something that you want, that's going to fit your family and be able to help you out when you make your transition here to Manhattan. So my number is 785-477-5485. My email is kyle@homesforsalemhk.com. Reach out, ask questions. I love to see you guys. So if you need anything, we'll talk to you soon.